Hey guys, Roy Story here, bringing you chapter 898 One Piece review. I am a new YouTuber. I've just made my account in the last few weeks, so this will be my first video that I put up. If you've got any tips or anything on how that I can improve my videos, yeah, just leave them in the comments, please. So for my first video, we're going to be talking about One Piece chapter 898 and what went down in that edition. So obviously, last week's chapter we saw the Vinsmokes saving Luffy and Sanji at the last moment when it looked like they had no hope to actually get out of Cocao Island. Ichiji, Niji, Yonji and Reiju show up, and I thought that was pretty cool. I was hoping that Sanji would just blitz in there, maybe hit Oven or UN or Raisin and get out with Luffy alive, because I was hoping for a Sanji feat maybe. But if I had to choose another option, and I think everyone knew that the Vinsmokes were going to be coming and saving them, because obviously, I don't know, 10 chapters ago we did see that the Vinsmokes were on their way to Cocao Island. Anyway, so the chapter starts off with them standing in front of Sanji and Luffy, and they've got this cool positioning, and obviously Ichiji is in charge. And he says to Oven, when Oven asks him how they're still alive, he says that we threw all your comrades into the sea. I thought that was pretty cool. It shows that the Vinsmokes are no joke. They actually are a pretty strong group of pirates, I suppose you could say, even though they are affiliated to the world government. They pretty much cover for Sanji to carry Luffy out of there to try and get him back to the Sunny, which I kind of thought that it would be cooler if Sanji did have a fight in front of them to show them that he, not so much that he's superior, but that he is no joke himself. But I do like that the camaraderie between them, that the Vinsmokes actually covered for him, and yeah, they helped him get out of there, and they each had their special moments. So we see Sanji running through the crowd of people, kicking them, all the fodder pirates, and they just go flying, and it's actually a pretty cool moment. It's one of those cool little things that Oda does, even though it's not anything significant like a Sanji vs Katakuri or a Sanji vs Smoothie. It's still a really cool moment, because it does show that these pirates are no joke, and your fodder Big Mom pirates, even though they're of a Yonko crew, they can't really do anything to a Sanji or a Luffy. After that, we see Oven gets really heated up because Brule comes out and screams to everyone that Katakuri has been defeated by Luffy, and they're all in shock because they never thought it was possible that Katakuri could lose, let alone to a young kid that's just been on the New World for 3 weeks. So I thought it was a pretty cool moment, although I didn't like it because Katakuri is a pretty honourable guy. And for me, he didn't really lose to Luffy, because there was a few moments in that fight where I feel that if he wanted to, he could have finished him off. But he didn't, because of his honour. He let Luffy have a fair fight. And in my opinion, there's no fair fights between pirates, especially we've seen many times in the One Piece universe. But in this instance, Katakuri does show a good side of his character and shows that he is an honourable fighter, and You gotta respect a man for that. After that, we do have the clashes. Each Vinsmoke has a little clash. Like a few months back when we first saw the Vinsmokes and we saw each of their names, Sparking Red, Electric Blue, Winch Green, Poison Pink, there was a lot of speculation that the Vinsmokes were their powers derived from Vegapunk, who a lot of people thought that they managed to absorb the powers from Devil Fruits and give them to each of the kids. And this chapter, I think, really does promote that theory, because we get that little snippet of each of them doing their own thing, and Ichiji's power looks very, very similar to Kizaru. Very, very similar. So we know that Sanji uses fire. We know that Yonji uses Winch Green, which, in my opinion, is quite similar to Buggy's power. After this chapter, you see how he's able to separate his body parts and stretch them out. Ichiji's fruit, I think, is derived from Kizaru's fruit, the Light fruit. I think Sanji is obviously the Mero no Mi. I think Reiju could have a fruit similar to Magellan, the poison fruit, which was similar. But in the data book, it actually said that she has a devil fruit at the moment. So maybe she has more of a Zoan type fruit, and her powers are actually from eating a devil fruit. But I definitely think the brothers, Vegapunk, put in their genetics that devil fruit gene, and I think obviously Niji would be the same fruit that Enel had, the lightning fruit or the electric fruit. So we get to see their moments. It's really cool. I wasn't expecting that Ichiji would be able to one-shot Oven, even though Oven's still standing at the end of the chapter. I thought that it really showed that the Vinsmokes are are quite tough dudes. They're no joke. You know, they're not weaklings. I was in the camp that Sanji was much stronger than his brothers. Maybe it's not the case after that chapter. I didn't like how Niji threw Sanji across the island to the boat, and it just doesn't make much sense that Sanji's moving much slower than his brothers are able to. Is that because of their raid suits, or are they actually faster than him? Like, I don't think so. The portrayal of this arc has been really muddled up, if you ask me, because we saw Sanji kicking in Yonji's face and even hurting Niji when he kicked him. And then you see Yonji just pretty much one-shotting a guy that sent Sanji flying last chapter. So, I don't know. I think this has been a very inconsistent arc in terms of power levels, but I do think we are going to get that Sanji moment because I think it's page 7 or 8. We see Oven talking to Commander Snack, or the ex-Sweet Commander Snack, and it shows that he's still there. So I think we've got Daifuku, we've got Smoothie, and we've got Snack as our three main opponents. Pretty much the only thing that's stopping the Sunny from getting out of Big Mom territory. So, and I do think we're going to see Vinsmoke judge again. I definitely think before this arc ends, we need to see more, because I'm pretty sure we're going to see that his eyebrows are the same as Sanji's, because there was an emphasis when Big Mom hit him with the lightning that his mask got smashed off his face, so you actually do see his eyes. So I think we're going to see him have one more heartfelt moment with Sanji. Probably, maybe Daifuku and Snack are going to try and stop Sanji from getting off the island, and Judge is going to come there and help Sanji, and that's going to be their final moment. I imagine that's probably what's going to happen, but I definitely think we're going to get a Sanji moment before this arc ends, because it's just been building up. There's just been so many things happening that you'd think that, you know, Sanji's going to get his fight before the arc ends, because every single Straw Hat that's currently in the arc has had their moments. Nami has had her moments with Zeus, the big thunderbolt blowing Big Mom up. Jinbei punching Big Mom has had his moments, and we know Jinbei's no slouch. Luffy obviously fighting Katakuri. And even Brook. Brook has probably been the MVP of this arc. He injured Big Mom's homies, and he stole the Poneglyph. So, and even Chopper. So we're just waiting for Sanji to have his moment. I know he's done his little things here and there, one-shotted a few people, but none of those people were, you know, of any real note. And I think that we definitely are going to get that Sanji moment where he's fighting someone that, once he does this, no one can say anything anymore. And we know that Sanji is a tough dude. I mean, I already think he is. Dodging the jelly bean, you know, one-shotting bobbins, but I definitely think we're going to get that Sanji moment. And in my opinion, it's going to be a Sanji versus Daifuku fight. For this chapter, I thought that it would be Sanji versus Oven. It looked like it was going to be a Sanji-Daifuku fight when Daifuku hit Pudding all those chapters ago at the tea party, but then it was building up and Oven was becoming a major antagonist of this arc, and I definitely thought Sanji versus Oven was going to be a thing. But the only problem I had with that was because even though they're triplets, Oven was the fourth son of Big Mom. And it made me just think, I know it doesn't necessarily go in order of when they were born, how strong they are, but I just always thought that the third son of Big Mom, Daifuku, was going to fight the third son of the Vinsmokes, Sanji. And even though I think Oven and Sanji was a better matchup because of the heat-related powers, I definitely think that it's going to be Sanji versus Daifuku. I think if he does come up against Daifuku, I don't think it's going to take him long. I think he'll maybe, I'm hoping he shows something more than Diable Jambe, but I think if he does fight Daifuku, then it won't take him long, and it'll probably be like a 1 or 2 chapter scuffle, and then Sanji will win and they'll get out of there. I hope we see something from Smoothie before the arc ends, but do I think it's going to happen? Probably not, because I just can't see anyone on the crew that's currently alive being able to defeat her. Maybe if Sanji and Jinbei teamed up, but I don't know. Who knows? They did it to Watatsumi, but who knows, because Oda's, you know what he's like. He's unpredictable. So anyway, that's where pretty much the chapter leaves us off this week. So next week, I've made a few predictions. Leave your predictions in the comments below. If you like anything that I had to say, please give me a like and hopefully subscribe. And obviously, if you think I can make any improvements for my future videos, I'd really appreciate that as well. Thank you very much. See you later, everyone.